And this transformation has happened with a lot of their support. My wife has been overwhelmingly supportive, clearly, because she wants me to be healthy and well. My older children absolutely got it. And they've been cheerleaders. They've been to virtually every one of my races that I've raced. They come to all of my important events. And they don't always see all the sacrifice that happens that I'm doing, behind the scenes. They don't see that on some of my 3 or 4 or 5 hour long runs in the mountains, I'm up at 3 or 4 in the morning to make sure I get them in so I can spend the Saturday with them. But they've been some of the best cheerleaders I've had. So it's impacted them in good ways, I think exclusively for the most part.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. And something I tell people a lot is don't worry unduly about the sort of the gut reaction that you're being selfish and you're somehow depriving your kids, your partner.
Well, endurance sports are really selfish. Like they can be seen as very selfish endeavors because you spend a lot of time by yourself grinding out hours and miles. And that can be really challenging mentally. You start playing games with yourself because, again, you had the mental unhealth that got you in your problem in the first place, to that level of unhealthy living. And it's still there. It's kind of like they say alcoholism is when you're sober, your alcoholism is doing push-ups in the next room over, waiting for you to let them back in, right?
What's so cool about the kids is that your children are going to get you at 50 and 60 and 70. I mean, anybody that thinks, oh, it's a pity that you're doing a 3-hour run in the marathon. Well, it might be, but they can spend 3 hours with you when you're 65 that they probably wouldn't have had with you at all had you still been the weight you were. I mean, there's no question for me, if I'd have not lost the weight to be here at 50, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. It wouldn't be for sure. I like the idea that now at 50, if I dropped dead of a heart attack, people would be surprised. Not impossible, happen to anybody. But people would say, that's a surprising thing to have happened. Mark Lewis off YouTube, who'd have thought, had a heart attack. And I look back and I think, I could have dropped dead at 35 and people wouldn't have been puzzled. I want them to be staggered when I die at 80 because they thought I'd make 115 or something. That's my objective.
Yeah.
So your kids, your wife, everybody gets you for so much more and for so much longer statistically at the expense of going for a few runs. I mean, the two don't even compare. And what you're describing, that lifestyle of coming home and being in pain and aching and just having to kind of crash in bed, are you really there for them anyway?
No, you're an absentee father at that point, regardless of your, living or dead status. You're not there. And even when you are there, you're not there. You're there as you being there is not a whole lot better than somebody video calling you into their lives, because all you can do is watch. You can't actually participate. All you can do is watch and maybe cheer them, verbally from the sidelines, but you can't do anything with them. You can't be there with them. You can't wrestle with them because you'll just, within 5 seconds, you'll be out of breath and on the floor, on your back, just wheezing because you can't do anything because you're just so out of shape. And I know that mine is an extreme example. Somebody who's carrying an extra 50 pounds, yeah, you're maybe not as mobile as you can be. Your back hurts a little more than usual. You can still be there for your kids. In my case, I couldn't be there for my kids. I was a voyeur in my own life.
If you enjoyed that, you can watch the full podcast that I recorded with Miles by clicking up here, or watch his weight loss journey video, which is down here.